All right, hello guys. Welcome back to the 831 podcast. This is your host Erik.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. This is your co-host Charlie Rocha, and today we got a special guest. So go ahead and tell them your name, age, where you grew up, and what you're currently doing or pursuing.
All right, my name is Crystal. I am 20 something years old and I am from Salinas, California. And I am currently pursuing a business as an espiritista.
Nice. Let's go.
So now the key question here is how'd you get started in this business? What made you start this business?
So for me, I got into doing work as a spiritual person or whatever by starting my spiritual journey. You feel me? I've always struggled with depression and just not really fitting in anywhere I go. And my journey with spirituality led me to providing services.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's fire. So you got some things right here. If you want to explain the audience real quick, what these things are for.
All right, no problem. We could do that. We could definitely do that. So I have my masculine beauty oil that I bless and prepare myself. I design the labels. I pick out the bottles. I pay for the bottles. I pay for everything that goes in here. This shit hurts my pockets, but it's okay.
That's nice though.
That is
That's
fire.
crazy. Like
Y'all
we'll go ahead
can
and
smell it
leave the
if y'all
link down
like.
below so y'all can check out our products. But
Did
it's
you,
just like the presentation is there, guys. Like
did you make this logo too? This is fire,
Yeah.
bro. This is
I
fire.
make all my logos. I bless all of them. I put energy into each product that I make.
can
Damn.
you go ahead and
Everything.
describe like what one of the products do?
So I have my sugar scrub, which is blessed to bring in sweetness. So I don't know. I feel like God gives us tools, and I feel like God has made certain things with certain energies. You feel me? So
Yeah.
when I make my products, I keep that in mind. I use the energy that it already has, and I
Yeah.
put my blessing over that. You
Yeah.
know. So my sugar scrub is to bring in sweetness, to help people to be sweeter to you, help you to be sweeter to yourself, and yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Then my limpieza spray, and these are only a couple products that I offer, by
Yeah.
the way, is for cleansing.
Do you have a website or something where people could just like go down and
I
like,
sure do. Forwardpursuit.net is my website. My Instagram is Let's Grow Forward, and my TikTok is Forward Pursuit. So that's my brand for everything.
Gotcha.
Everything that I do with my products is to help people grow forward, because that's why I started my spiritual journey, because I was stagnant and I wasn't present with myself. I wasn't self-aware, and I keep that in mind with every product that I make to help people develop that in one way or another.
yeah.
So yeah.
I can tell just by the way that like you put in the work to, bring out all these products. Like it takes time, it takes a lot of determination and just like effort, because starting a business is not easy.
At all. At all. Especially a spiritual business, in my personal opinion, because you really drain your energy with what you do as a spiritual person. So I make these products, but I also do readings. I talk to dead people in my readings. I tell people about their past, present, future, and I again help them to be on the journey of growing forward. So that's draining. I'm basically like a therapist
Yeah.
on top of making products for people, doing spell work for people. It's a lot.
Damn.
It's crazy.
So how did you learn how to do everything that you provide in your business?
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Honestly, reading books, talking to other people that are spiritual, and connecting with God and my ancestors. Honestly, my spirits that walk with me have guided me to make the products that I make. And yeah, that's kind of how I learned.
Was there like someone like in specific towards like your journey that like led you to become who you are today, or was there somebody that was with you, or somebody just, and for example, like for me, my family has been there, like they've supported me in whatever I've had going on in my life, like without them I don't know where I'd be, and I feel like there always someone ended up having somebody or following somebody's steps.
Honestly, I believe in the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's been my journey. When I've been ready to learn certain lessons, people have popped up, taught me those lessons, and dipped. The only thing that's been consistent in my life is really my ancestors and God, to be so honest. Those are the energies that have never strayed from me. But yes, I've had several teachers over the years, even people who didn't know that they were teaching me have taught me, you know? Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah, because it could be anyone, right, or anything, because it's more spiritually, right. It's not more as like as a product or something, you know, that changes the way you think or the way you want to think about somebody or the way they're feeling, right? Since it's more about spiritually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just crazy, you know. Like
It
to me,
is.
it's mind blowing just to
Uh,
be able to process this. Like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So, how long do you have in this business? Like
So I've been a spiritualist for 8 years,
8 years,
but
damn.
I've been doing readings for 4, making products for about 2 years or
2
1.
years now.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I've been pursuing this professionally for like the last two years.
The last 2 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that 8 years? Were you like 15, 16 then?
I was something.
Damn.
I
yeah.
was young. I was super young, but I was super depressed. I
Yeah.
went through what they call the dark night of the soul.
Really? Okay.
So I, in my little age, hit rock bottom.
Mm.
And we can all hit rock bottom. It's going to vary through our life. But for that moment, I did, because I was so isolated. I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
I was going to a private Christian school. It was
Yeah.
all white conservative people, and I don't think I
Damn.
fit that description.
Yeah.
And they were also hyper Christian. You had to attend chapel every Monday
Mhm.
and praise God, and they would tell you, if you don't have God in your life, then you will fail, you'll
Yeah.
be this. And
Yeah.
it was a very jarring experience, to be honest, especially with the knowledge of colonization and what that's done to my people and your people. Like,
Yeah.
they Christians, white Christians, I hate to say it, they have fucked us over. Honestly,
Yeah.
when it comes to us being in touch with our spirituality, and they have forced religion on us in a way
Yeah.
that disconnects us, you know?
Yeah.
So I was
That's
struggling
crazy.
with that, honestly. And it made me stray from God.
Yeah.
I have to be so real. I did not believe in God for like a couple of years because of that experience. Because it's like, how could I? If what they're saying is true,
Yeah.
and without this person, without this being, I'm nothing, and this being won't love me if I'm like this, like that, whatever.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
So in that journey, I just got closer to myself, and then I started to get closer to my spirits. And then my spirits led me back to God, and they
Yeah.
led me to giving messages to people, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
like
deep.
like
That's
you
crazy.
started speaking
Damn.
to you started to speaking to God, and then you started telling people what God would tell you, or like how
My
how did this
muertos.
started, like
My dead people, my ancestors, other people's ancestors would come forward. But
Yeah.
before I even knew about that, I believed in energy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
started doing like palm readings, because I feel like whatever higher power, this is my thought process, leaves hints for us.
Yeah.
So I started to look into, what are these hints? I started to experience a lot of synchronicities. Like, okay, every day I see 111. What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think about things before they happen.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that I experienced as a spiritual
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I would literally be going about my day, and I'd have a download. I'd be like, fuck, this person's going to betray me. 3 days later, 3 months later,
Mhm.
whatever, it would happen.
that's
So,
crazy. You'd
yeah.
predict them.
And then I started to be intentional with connecting to those energies and
Yeah.
spirits. So I started reading cards. And that's when I started to get messages from dead folks. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you give us like a brief like story of like how your life was when you grew up? Because like I feel like this kind of has a lot to do with like your life, right?
Honestly, it really does. Growing up, I feel like I've always been the black sheep, literally in some places, and
Yeah.
otherwise, just like in my own family, I've just been different. So, being left alone, and just if I'm with people not fitting in and not being understood, really forced me to understand myself. And that was a lot of my childhood, honestly. And the reason I even had an awakening is because I was refusing to do that. I didn't want to get to know me, you know? I feel like I took everybody's like turning their back on me so personal. I'm like, let me turn my back to myself.
Yeah.
You know? So
It was
that
just so personal, right? It got to a
literally.
point where like you had to start, you know, in a way just looking back and making sure that you were taking care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
That part. Because when I had my awakening, I lost all my friends. I was
Yeah.
going through the worst breakup.
Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was just isolated. I was at that private school and every day experiencing some type of racism from somebody. So it was just like, nah, like what's going on? Because if I'm facing this issue everywhere I go, there's something that I'm not paying attention to
Yeah.
that is needing to come out. So I started healing myself.
Yeah.
And I've been on that journey ever since.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah.
For sure.
This is so crazy to
This
me
is-
because like, can you explain to us or the listeners? Can you go ahead and give them a crazy story that you've had like within this experience of this business?
Yeah.
Because I feel like this business has a lot in depth. You know,
It
Yeah.
really
Like,
does.
Yeah. This is
it's
crazy.
not just a service, but it's like what's behind the service. You know.
Literally, a lot of people, I want to say this before I answer your question. It's so offensive that a lot of people are trying to do what I do basically, and
Yeah.
with a lot of what a lot of other spiritual people do, providing these services, not knowing that this is a lifestyle,
Yeah.
not knowing that you have to be led. You know, many are called, few are chosen. So
Yeah.
I don't know, and some of these people aren't even getting called, and
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, let me just read your cards and tell you this. Anyways, remind me your question again. I had to get that out.
That's crazy.
No, that's crazy. But all right, this leads me to a different question now. You know, because like
Yeah.
it's just like I'm
This is
just trying to
trippy.
process
I'm
everything.
just
like,
thinking right now. I'm like, damn. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Bro.
But I remember my question now. I wanted to know like a brief story of like an experience that you've had with some like with dead or like with a person or somebody. Like
Okay, I could do that. I have a lot. I might tell like 2 or 3, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was getting my nails done, and this lady walked in, and as soon as she walked in, I felt the energy in the room shift, and something kept poking me, telling me, "Hey, yo, tell her to talk to her sister. Tell her she needs to talk to her sister," over and over and over. I go to her and I'm like, "Hey," like I start to ask her like, "Is it okay if I like tell you this?" She didn't speak
Yeah.
English, so somebody else had to translate for her, and I told her her dead uncle wants her to talk to her sister. And she didn't say, "You're wrong, what are you talking about?" She said, "Well, my sister should talk to me. My sister's wrong." And I said, "Your uncle said don't be like that. You know, you're stronger than that. You know, you're better." And she was speechless. And I don't know this lady from
Yeah.
nothing,
Damn.
right? Another, I would say, like a hardship I went through with this business is dealing with a lot of envy. You know,
Yeah.
people want to be in this industry or whatever so bad, not knowing that you will be attacked.
Yeah.
Like, you carry light when you walk in this path. You feel me? Even if you're not a spiritualist like me, if you are close with God, close with yourself, and just a person of light, you will be attacked. And I've dealt with that a lot from friends, from clients, people I've blessed. They
Mhm.
turn to me and send evil. Like, that's one of the craziest experiences I've had, to be honest.
and is that
That's
something
crazy.
you have to deal with though, right? Like
Constantly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I have my limpieza spray and a
Yeah.
bunch of other cleanses that I do and that I recommend my clients do, because people you would least expect will be attacking you, honestly.
what has been like the challenges part of this journey or your business? I feel like there's a lot to it, right? But there might be a key thing, some few key things, right, that you might want to mention.
Yeah.
Dealing with a lot of people who don't want to hear the truth. Like,
Yeah.
they pay me to tell them stuff, and then I tell them, and
That's
they're
so
like,
crazy.
no.
Nah, that's not true, huh? Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Boy. I'd be the type
Literally.
of person like, no, what?
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, and then they come back and they apologize. But when people do stuff like that, it's energy.
Yeah.
So I'm very sensitive to energy. So you're sending me, like,
Yeah.
bad when you do that. You're basically, it's like, fuck you. fuck what you have to say. Fuck your
Yeah.
spirits. Sorry for cussing y'all.
No, you're good.
It's like that, you know. I feel like that is a big challenge that I go through is just people not wanting to hear the truth.
I have a deep ass question, okay?
Go ahead.
Do you think God chose you, right? Do you think that he chose you? Because I feel like, and this is just me on my spiritual awakening too. I feel like God really does choose specific people, and like you mentioned, he gives them specific tools to give back to the world and help them. So I'm curious. So do you feel like you're one of the chosen ones, or what would you say?
I can say confidently that my spirits chose me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm at that level yet where I would feel comfortable saying I'm doing God's work.
Yeah.
But do I feel like I was brought to this path? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't choose this at all. So somebody chose it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy as fuck,
That's
bro.
crazy
I'm mind
because,
blown,
like,
bro. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy.
It's just it's crazy how like so confident you say it, you know, and like the fact that you have the confidence to say it. Not everybody could do that, you know. It's like the fact that you know the type of work you do, you know, the type of quality work you offer, you know, you perform and stuff is like,
and you believe in yourself
you
too.
believe in yourself, yeah.
You could tell by the way that you talk, you know. There might be people that are like, nah, she's capping, but it's just as long as you believe in yourself, you know, and you know that what you're saying is true, that's all that matters.
That part, I have clients that know what I do is true too. I don't know if y'all saw. Y'all might see if you go stalk my page a little bit. I just did a ritual for, they call it the Lionsgate portal, August 8th. One of my clients purchased it for his mom. His mom paid off all her debt.
Damn.
And the ritual is to bring in money.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. I might need one of those.
I know, cap.
Tap in.
Yo,
Shoot,
crazy.
I don't have my Buena Suerte spray, but hey, I got it in my car. Let me know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we wanted to see like is there any type of like just like service that you can perform like within like your abilities as of right now, like, or is it just more like you need cards or like?
So I feel you don't need any tool spiritually to perform. You either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
And I feel
That's a
like
good one.
when there's messages that need to be delivered, absolutely. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I
That's a
could
good
tap
one.
in
Yeah.
right now, but we gotta see who's wanting to come forward, you know?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Because it's just the fact that like you do all these type of services, but I feel like when it comes down to whatever you do, a lot of people can't believe what you do, you know.
For
So
sure.
it's just like sometimes people want to see proof, you know, but how can you really show proof to this, you know? It's like they're telling you what's for you, you know. It's not like oh, like this is written and like
they don't know it's true until it happens, right?
Yeah.
Because you could tell them all they want, but until it really happens, then they won't believe you. Correct?
That part.
Yeah.
And I do readings actually on live on TikTok. So y'all check me out. That's how you know I'm legit. I have people who've been booking with me for years.
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah, that
That's
go
Crazy.
live.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's the routine like? Let's say you were gonna make a TikTok right now. Like, what do you like go in? Maybe it's too much, but do you go like in a dark room, or what's the vibe like? What's the routine in that?
Okay, I like that question.
Yeah.
So I like to give libations. You feel me? I like to give offerings to my spirits who walk with me because they're the ones who protect and guide and show me the way. So I pray. I light a little candle. I give them a little glass of water, burn some incense if I'm feeling fancy, and just tap in.
Nice.
Just tap in. And sometimes I like to smoke cigars to really tap in. There's a lot of things you could do, honestly.
Is that a form and way for you to prepare yourself for like? Okay.
Well, what is the usual, like, how long does it really last? Or is there, like, does it take 30 minutes, an hour? How long do they usually last?
It really depends.
Yeah.
I don't like to force it. So
Don't
if
like
I'm
to
doing
force
a
it.
reading for y'all and
Yeah.
you're just wanting me to, just continue reading. If your spirits are done talking, I'm done talking.
Okay.
You know,
I
like,
see.
Oh yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. I feel like you really can't force a spirit then, right? As well, because like
Literally.
it's
They're just like people.
Yeah, they're just like people. Like, okay, I'm done talking.
Literally.
They
and
disappear, right? Is it kind of like those YouTube videos I've seen like on the Ouija and stuff? Like they be talking to spirits and they they just fly away. Like, they're like, hey, I'm still here, come back. And it takes like a while to come back.
It depends. Some spirits don't want to leave me.
Damn.
Like, they see how good I take care of my spirits, and the person getting the service from me don't take care of them. They will hunt me.
No way.
I was in a relationship, and I was doing readings, and somebody's male ancestor attached to me.
Damn.
And I started arguing with my man at the time.
Yeah.
Hella, and I'm having a bunch of things happen. I'm seeing the spirit because I can see them too.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So sometimes they leave. Sometimes they will straight up like get frustrated with the person who's getting a reading. It varies. It depends on the spirit because it's just like a person, you know? Because they were once walking, you know?
It's crazy.
Wait, so you can see them? You can see them too?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, okay.
Not all the time. I don't really like to, but I have.
Is that scary as fuck? Or how's that like?
Is it more common now, or?
It depends,
Yeah.
honestly. I just don't like seeing things in the dark. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a scaredy cat.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
I'll be seeing them shadows and
That's
shit.
crazy.
I'm like,
Fuck.
exactly.
That's crazy.
I once, I don't even know if I should say it, but I'm gonna say it. I was walking just through my house, and I see a little boy with like blacked out eyes facing my TV. I was like, okay, I'm just,
I'm out.
I'm gonna leave you where you at, cause you good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gone after that.
That's crazy, but it's like, how do you?
I don't even know. dude.
These
This is crazy,
experiences are crazy, right? Because
I
I feel like as a human, like we tend to be scared, right? But when you know what you're doing and you know who you're speaking to is different, right?
That part, definitely. It can still be scary. It's just like any interaction with a person. Like, let's say your friend's pissed at you and they
Yeah.
want to call you out on your shit.
Yeah.
It might be a little scary to get called out, to get checked, you
Yeah.
know. But God and spirits move in mysterious ways. Sometimes they don't even reveal themselves straight up. They reveal themselves through different things.
Yeah. No, I get you. That's crazy, bro. That I feel like for me personally, you know, I've been more on my spiritual, you know, awakening, I guess you could say, and also that happened when I hit rock bottom. And like I was mentioning earlier to you, once I hit rock bottom, like that's when I really saw, like, you know, like I feel like I saw green now. I saw all the different colors, and like you mentioned earlier, like you started to see like the numbers, you know. I don't see things as coincidences anymore. I think that they are meant to happen for me, you know. Also, another way is like sometimes I get these gut feelings too, where it's like I feel like someone's just the vibe too. Like I sense the vibe, and I feel like that's like, I don't know. I feel like not a lot of people could do that too, you know. So I don't know. I'm just like, to me, being spiritual is like the best feeling, like the best thing you could do, to be honest. Because if you're not connected to your spirit, then what's the point, right?
That part. But people sometimes aren't ready to face themselves. And
Fuck.
this is going to be a little problematic, but I feel like sometimes some of the people you see on the street
Yeah.
that are cuckoo,
Yeah.
it's because they're gifted.
Yep.
And they could not handle their gift, you know?
Dude,
so I get you.
I'm not even
Crazy,
capping.
what
I've
the
said the
hell?
same thing before, bro. That these people think they're crazy, but they're not. They just exactly what you said, bro.
It's
That's
just
what it is.
people can't believe what they're saying sometimes, right? But all right, so that this brings me to a question.
Bro's
I don't
stressing
know,
over
bro.
Bro's fucking
I don't know,
stressing.
but this is just so crazy to me because I feel like a lot of times, like I've noticed that when people are on drugs or stuff like that, like they experience
my
the
Yeah.
outer world,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
They experience like that's where they experience their potential in their brain and like just like.
They tap in, no? Like
Spiritually,
they tap
right?
into that spiritual, or
Hell
Or am I
yeah.
wrong?
Nah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like when you do drugs, you drink,
Yeah.
you open yourself up to spirits, and that can be good for some people
Uh-huh.
and bad for some people.
Damn.
So some people, yeah, they reach their potential. Others lose themselves because spirits see that. Let's say somebody's depressed and they're drinking,
yeah.
and they're just going crazy. They're getting fucked up. They can get taken over. You feel me? That's why people get blackout drunk, in my personal opinion, because there's another spirit coming through.
Yeah.
Or a dark aspect of their own spirit that's needing to come out. But yeah, it's 50-50 with that, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, because like how you mentioned that you hit rock bottom and Charlie did as well right now. Like I've been in that position as well where like I've been in my life where I was just so depressed depressed, and like I
Yeah.
felt like I was losing my mind. Like I didn't know what to do. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't know how to help myself. Till I started to love myself, and I started to accept who I am. You know, what I got. You know, and things that I really didn't truly value. You know, because I feel like people tend to forget what they have. You know, or
That
who they
part.
are. Right.
Yeah.
That part, definitely being grounded and having gratitude is, I feel, the most important thing for anybody to do in their spiritual journey,
Yeah.
as well as just being able to accept the truth,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
do these type of cleanses for people, like if they want to go ahead and just try to clear their mind or stuff like that. Like, do you offer any of those services?
I do. I would recommend my limpieza spray or my, it depends because I have like feminine and masculine energy, but currently I've been working on my moon woman bath.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a really good cleanse to do to just clear your head and just align you, especially if you identify with your feminine energy.
Yeah.
Really will get you aligned. But yeah,
What's the process like in making these?
it's a lot.
It's hard. Yeah.
It is a lot. I feel like people underestimate or they just don't think about all that goes into it. So
Yeah.
people don't understand. I feel that I pay for all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All my materials, all the packaging, all the labels, everything I pay for on top of blessing it, burning a candle, smoking
Yeah.
tobacco, like having to take some shots or whatever to really, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a lot that
Like
goes into
you
it.
sometimes gotta sin for it or stuff like that, like in that type of way, like yeah, like smoking a tobacco, like and like how does that help in one sense of way? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that for me helps
Mhm.
to evoke my spirits. And that can vary from person to person. So
Yeah.
if you pick up tobacco and you're like, let me call on my spirits because that's what she does, that might not work.
I see.
Because some of your spirits, like let's say they died of lung cancer.
Oh, okay.
So if
Okay.
you start
Okay.
smoking,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I
so
see.
it
I
just
see.
varies. It really, really varies.
it's crazy. So
Damn.
you do. So speaking to different spirits, like have they allowed you to find your own spirit?
Hell yeah. Definitely. Definitely, definitely,
Because I feel
definitely.
like everybody carries their own spirit as well, right? Like, and I feel like that would be scary for me to know, like, you know, who I am and stuff like that. But it would be nice too, you know. But I feel like in your position, like, I don't know if you found yourself, right, or like you found your spirit. Can you give us like an explanation of when you have, or like
Hell yeah.
just like
That's,
quick story? You know, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm just curious, you know,
I could do
because
it.
like I wish I could have those type of experiences, you know, because I've had my awakenings and it's just
Yeah.
amazing, like to where like you know you change your whole mindset.
It
And,
really
like,
it feels
you know,
like
you
that,
change
bro.
the whole way
It's
you
like a whole new
you
life, dude.
talk,
That's how it feels like.
the way you eat, the way you want to, you know,
Everything.
just everything.
Everything.
I started my journey like that. So I feel like a lot of people approach spirituality backwards. I always tell my clients this. People want to get into spirituality to be a reader, to be psychic, to be able to have power, but nobody wants to know themselves. You feel me? So I started off knowing myself. That was the first thing I did. I didn't start reading tarot or anything until 4 years into my journey. So that's when I started doing readings. So for 4 years straight, I was getting to know me.
Damn.
What do I like? Who am I? What don't I like? What do I not want to carry
Yeah,
anymore?
yeah.
Because man, I had noticed that I was a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. In my friendships, in my relationships, I was just unfair, and that was because I had trauma that I wasn't dealing with. You know, so when it comes to getting to know yourself, I feel like a lot of it has to do with learning and unlearning. That's the whole process because I know myself today, but tomorrow I might wake up and have a new vice, a new battle that I
Yeah.
have to go against, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so crazy. I believe in that because I feel like as many awakenings that you might get, like there might be times where you're gonna continue to hit
Yeah.
rock bottom. You
That
know,
part.
like you might feel like you know yourself, but you really don't. It's just the start. You know.
Yeah.
I love The Matrix. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Yeah.
Y'all should watch it if you haven't. But I feel like that is so accurate when it comes to your spiritual journey. Because I didn't mention this before, but when I started tapping in spiritually, that's also when I started noticing the world around me wasn't shit. And I was like, why is everybody else doing this and this don't make no sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Even now to this day, I feel like the biggest thing that's separating us as a collective
Yeah.
is not having compassion,
Yeah.
not having basic human decency towards others, and like definitely not themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that people don't see it or they just don't care.
Yeah.
And that's like the matrix, you know? Like, I don't know, some people choose to be asleep or wake up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think about that all the time.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, bro. I feel like one of my favorite quotes I've mentioned in the podcast before is that many everyone's chosen but only few will choose, which means that we all have the ability to, be awakened, but we just choose not to, and we could keep continuing to hit rock bottom, but we won't bounce off until we really understand it, we really like soak it in, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. It's crazy because like spiritual is everything. If you're not connected to your spirit, then what's the point? That's something that I've honestly, I've tried to get there. So, props to you to keep for doing that. I do have a question. What are the major accomplishments that you have accomplished so far?
Let me see. There's so many. I
good.
feel just being confident in myself as a business person, like having respect for my own business.
Yeah.
And pushing that. Nobody has to respect me at this point, because when I started, I was like, why isn't nobody supporting me? Like, why don't nobody follow me?
Ain't nobody gonna support.
That part I learned the hard way. Even my own clients sometimes they be hating on me, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment, is just being grounded.
Damn.
Being proud of myself.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy, because now that just brings me to my other question. Like, how do you stay disciplined towards this? Like, towards this, because I feel like this is kind of tough. Like, you might be fighting some demons tomorrow, and then you're like, oh, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it. Right? I feel like
like, how do you
probably
stay
get
consistent?
to that point, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't feel like I have a choice at this point. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, even
can't back up now. Huh?
Exactly. Even if I walk away, the way that I see the world and interact with the world will forever be changed.
Damn.
So it's like, it's just a part of me at this point. Who am I? Like you were saying, if it's not spiritual, if it's not my spirit, then what is it?
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm just him. Like, like at this point, yeah.
No.
That's crazy, but times do be getting tough though, right? Sometimes.
Definitely. And I've always been open with my clients about my struggle with like mental health. Like, I have a personality disorder that I battle, and my spirituality has helped keep me balanced, honestly. And I feel like that's another reason why it would be so difficult to walk away from it, because it gives me so much perspective on myself, on other people, and just the world and God, honestly, but definitely things do get hard. I don't feel like I've been happy genuinely until like maybe like 3 months ago.
Really?
Until like a year ago. And there's been moments where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm good, but like, nah, like right now, consistently I've been like elevated, but hell yeah, I be fighting demons and then helping my clients, but not no more.
Yeah.
And that's nice, because I feel like that's the hardest part, man. Like, I feel like me as a business owner as well, like, and just like doing my daily basis activities and stuff, like sometimes I'd be draining my own self, and like just be like, damn, like, do I really want to continue with like what I got going on, But it's just like, it's just consistency, and I feel like it's just like, it's not just more consistency, but it's like, I enjoy doing this, like, why not, like, why am I gonna go ahead and step out of it just because I feel uncomfortable?
Yeah,
like,
just because it's hard, huh?
I don't want to do it,
Yeah.
Like, I'm already into deep, like, and then it's not just that, but like, when you look back and you enjoy some moments, it's like, it's not that bad,
Yeah, that's true.
But honestly, like, what has this business taught you in life, like?
Yeah.
That everybody crazy.
Yeah.
That I'm not alone, in anything that I go through. I've been so grateful to honestly, it's helped heal me to heal other people because I feel like I meet myself.
Yeah.
So I have like a lot of younger women who come to me, a lot of older women who come to me, and I feel like I've been them before. I lived through that before, so it's nice to help them and in a sense like help my inner child, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say that.
That's cool. So, what are the next goals that you have for 6 months, and then long-term goals?
Honestly, I take it day by day.
Day
I'm
by
not
day.
that structured when it comes to my business. All I know is I want to reach more people who actually align with spirit, you know, because I feel like I've attracted a lot of people towards my business who just want spirituality when it's convenient, you know.
I see.
Yeah, but long term, to be able to, I don't know, to be able to do this full time,
Yeah.
all the time, and just live off of it, you know. That
Yeah.
would be my long term
Do you
goal.
do you currently do this like as a part time then, or do you?
I do, I
It's
do it
kind of
full
like
time.
on call or stuff like that, or
That and I
at
do
least
it
for the
full time.
listeners too, right? Like in case
Yeah.
like they're willing to get a service done or
For
something,
sure.
right? Like
Yeah.
when can they hit you up or stuff like that, right?
Anytime, I'm not always gonna reply right when they hit me up, but
Yeah.
I will get back to them, especially if they just book straight through my website. I do work full time because I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
I nanny.
Yeah.
That's like my side thing. And
Yeah.
while I'm nannying, I'm working. I'm going live. I'm editing.
Yeah.
I'm writing scripts out for videos. I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Nice.
So, full time.
That's nice.
That's
nice.
fire.
Yeah, and that keeps you busy, right? Because like it's just like all day type
Yeah.
thing, right?
You always
Like,
got something to do. Yeah.
Literally.
That's fire.
Always. I make music too.
You make music too?
Yeah.
What kind of
That's
music?
crazy.
What's the
I do a little bit of everything, but
Little
right
bit of
now I've
everything?
been like focusing on rap.
Like
just
rap?
just talk my shit. Just
really?
For fun. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool, bro. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do everything. So in between rapping,
Yeah.
singing sometimes,
Yeah.
spirituality and nannying is like I'm booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, bro.
I would honestly be curious, like what it's like to be like, obviously, like as this business, like what is your daily activity like? What is like your daily routine? You know, I feel
Mhm.
like sometimes you just gotta set yourself up for the start of the day, you know, or sometimes you just gotta end it some type of way.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like for you is probably different, right?
A big part of my job is praying. So I pray all the time. I'm always expressing gratitude. I'm always doing something to just connect myself with myself because if I'm not good,
Yeah.
my services aren't going to be good.
That's nice.
So,
Facts.
yeah, just getting more grounded in my day to day, trying to reply to emails, trying to update my website.
Yeah.
I do everything for my business. You know, my website, my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube that I don't post on. I do everything. So, just juggling in between
Yeah.
those. And the readings, I didn't even bring that up. Working one-on-one with people, doing consultations. So as you guys can see, I have this paz and hold on, my Spanish ain't that good. Paz and el hogar candle, so peace in your home candle. I do spiritual work, so I'll do consultations, and in that I will tell you what's blocked, what's needing to be better aligned, all that stuff, and then I will burn a candle that looks like this or something more heavy, depending on the person.
Yeah.
So that's a part of my day to day too.
So you be doing those candles or you buy them, right?
I buy these from the Botanica, and I also use figure candles sometimes. Anywhere, Dollar Tree, anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do you feel like candles have like different type of meanings and effects?
Definitely. So candles like this that you would find at the Botanica that have everything on it, that have a prayer on it, it's for that specific intention. I feel like colors are significant, shapes of
Yeah.
candles. They got cooter cat candles. They got women figure candles. They have everything. Oh my goodness. Black cat candles, pyramid candles. All of it has meaning.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
That's so crazy.
That's crazy.
And honestly, like, what's a very good advice you can give to the
Yeah.
to the audience, can you go ahead and give them some advice? Because I feel like there's some people out there that they're struggling daily basis. I feel like there might be some advice that you can give them that can really impact them.
Yeah.
My advice would be yourself and mind your business. Honestly, that's what has carried me through my journey. I mind my business and I stay true to who I am, because if you try to be somebody or something that you are not, it's gonna fall every time. Every time. The only thing that will be consistent is your core being, and that is my advice.
Nice.
Also, don't keep people in your business as well, because not everybody is your friend.
That's facts.
That's facts. Crazy, because like, as a business entrepreneur, like nobody's always gonna support you for what you really got going on until you really, like, I don't know, you make it or something, and like then they're all trying to chase after you.
That's when they start showing love, once they see that you made it.
But I appreciate you obviously showing love to us, and we've seen that you were part of the raffle. You guys missed out, obviously.
You guys missed out. But yeah, we appreciate you for coming. Thank you for pulling up and showing love, and we hope everything goes well in your future.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Honestly, it's an honor to have you here.
It is.
We hope to see that your business really grows, and we prosper. Obviously, good vibes to you, and honestly, I'm excited to see what the future brings to you.
Yeah. Me too, because it's already good. So
it's been quite some time, huh?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets better than this. I might have to get Oprah status. But anyways.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to go ahead and check out her links, all her pages, and we'll go ahead and tag them down below, so you guys can go ahead and check. You said you also had a website, right?
Yes. www.forwardpursuit.net is my website. Let's Grow Forward is my Instagram, and Forward Pursuit is my TikTok. So tap in, get a reading, get some spell work. Okay. Don't get no reading about your ex. Leave him alone. I don't know who needs to hear that, but leave him in the past.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Sure. Well, I appreciate you being here. And
Thank you. But so thank you guys. Thank you guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.